Tom, we really appreciate you joining us as always. North Carolina State, hot team right now. Now, they started a little bit slow this season, but their bats were alive and well in Ruston, Louisiana for their regional. What kind of hitting do they possess heading in to the Fayetteville Super Regional, and what should Arkansas fans be looking for out of the Wolfpack this weekend?
Yeah, strong hitting team is playing with a lot of confidence right now. I mean, they went down there and smoked Louisiana Tech twice. And I know that the weather's different and all that kind of stuff, but Jarrett Wharf guy, who got the benefit of a very large strike zone against the Razorbacks. That was a shutdown game. So, I think the middle of the Arkansas order has got to get it going, because that was too close for comfort in the series the regional against Nebraska. So their pitching is not super strong, so perhaps this is a chance for the Razorbacks to win some games where there's some runs on the board. You do not. I don't think you would want to pitch Kevin Kopps 185 pitches in this series, but we'll just see how it goes.
Tom, I don't know if you heard our previous caller, but he was reflecting on the idea of he felt this team is going to have far less pressure this weekend after Charlie Welch hit that 3-run shot. Do you feel that and I know it's super regional, I know that you're one step closer to Omaha, but I kind of agree with him. I think this team has less pressure this weekend than they did in the regional. Do you agree or disagree with that statement?
Yeah, I just don't know how you measure pressure. That was a pressure relief because they just had struggled to score runs. And I think North Carolina State's closer is a left-hander, but otherwise, any starters they have or middle relief guys who they might try to throw at the Razorbacks who are left-handers don't have super great ERAs. So I guess pressure is, who's the next day's starter, that kind of thing. They've got to get longer outings out of Patrick Wicklander, Bolden, and Lyle Lockhart. Whoever starts, Jackson Wiggins, they've got to go longer. Or I just don't think it's the right formula to go win the College World Series. Even though you would play every other day in most circumstances in Omaha till you get to the final. I just don't know if you can ride Kevin Kopps to that great extent. But I do think that they're going to hit the ball better. And like I said, Brady Slavin's coming off the injury. You can understand he faces a tough lefty and has some strikeouts. But Christian Franklin, who it's like what happened, all of a sudden he's striking out a lot. He's taking a lot of strike threes.
Yeah.
But you do have to give him credit because it was his at-bat that triggered the whole deal in the 8th inning when he was fighting behind. I think he was behind 1-2 and fouled off a bunch of pitches, fouled that one off with his foot, and eventually worked the walk, and then all the magic happened.
Tom,
I just don't know how you measure the pressure, but the middle of their order still has to produce better.
Tom Murphy with us here on the Morning Rush. Tom, I don't know if you saw the updated College World Series odds, but Arkansas is clearly ahead of everyone else at plus 180. When you see the odds, when you see the respect that Vegas has for Arkansas, does that change your opinion at all on what this team could be this upcoming postseason or this postseason?
No, because they've won every series. It just so happened that they had a super nail-biter against Nebraska, a scrappy team, and they threw 2 left-handers. I mean, they threw Cade Povich on 2 days rest, and he got them some big outs.
Yeah.
He got them through 4 innings before the Casey Opitz home run. And any team is going to try to stack their left-handers up against Arkansas just because of the success they've had against the Razorbacks. But no, it doesn't change my opinion. They're the odds-on favorite because they've won every series this year, because they have Kevin Kopps, because they have hit 102 home runs. So all those factors are still at play. You just don't want so many guys who aren't hitting the ball well right now. And I guess they're just going to have to bring Charlie Welch off the bench. I mean, they started him a couple of games. I think he had a couple of hits, but it didn't seem to have the same kind of impact and weight.
What is he, like 8 for 12 on the season pitch hitting, Tom? It's an insane stat.
It's crazy, and I think it's 5 hits in a row with that home run the other day. So we've never seen anything like that, right? A guy who just almost every time delivers as a pinch hitter.
Tom, we're going to have Rick Copps, Kevin's dad, on tomorrow. Kevin's name being mentioned in an award once again as the Stopper of the Year finalist given to the best relief pitcher in all of college baseball. Is this pretty much set in stone that he's going to be the announced winner on June 18th?
Well, I would call him the favorite in the clubhouse. You put an ERA together like he has, and you put a WHIP together. His WHIP is .073, and that just means you're limiting everybody. I mean, it's hard to mount any kind of offense against him. I mean, the Texas Tech game to start the year, his first appearance before he became this Kevin Copps, he didn't have a very good appearance. I think his ERA was 9, one run in 1 inning, and then he had a rough outing against Ole Miss. That's it. Otherwise, it's just a run here or there. It's 6 runs, y'all. It's crazy the season he's had and this pitch that he's got, and just what a good kid. I mean, when you hear Dave Van Horn talk about him, it's a good guy, a guy who works hard, a guy who cares about people. And he told us, Dave told a funny one the other day that in comparison to Charlie Boyce, that when he started walking up to Boyce, he'd be like, no, you're not taking me out of the game. And DVA said, Kevin's like that, but he's too polite. He won't say that. He'll be like, no, I'm still good.
I'm fine.
It's funny.
Yeah. Tom Murphy here with us on the Morning Rush. Tom, a couple of breaking news tidbits from Kendall Rogers. Jim Schlossnagle's heading from TCU to A&M, and then also Pat Casey is being reportedly considered for the LSU job. A couple of big news, one that's already happened and one that's potential happening for SEC baseball.
Well, yeah, the Schlossnagle was, not, I guess it was somewhat expected. He's done great work with the Horned Frogs and still got a lot of mileage in him, so that's understandable. But Pat Casey, I mean, I don't know, pulmonary health issues and, his neck hurts and all that, and I get it. But I don't know if you want to replace him with a short-termer. That one would puzzle me a little bit. Yeah. But the dude's definitely got huge background and obviously knows how to win championships because he sure won, 3 he won with the Beavers. Yeah,
he's got the pedigree. Tom, there was a Northwest Arkansas Naturals player, Bobby Witt Jr., that was called out after he hit a home run for allegedly not stepping on home plate. Now, I saw a picture that looked like he stepped on home plate, but we were having some fun earlier this morning. What's worse, Tom, dropping the ball before you get to an end zone or hitting a home run bomb and not touching home plate?
I think it's the football play because that's 6 points, man, that you just coughed up because you dropped the ball. And, boy, it's happened a few times. I watched that Bobby Witt Jr. video probably about 8 times. Mm-hmm. And because of the angle, you can't be 100% positive, but it looked to me like his left foot just touched right on that play.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
Yeah, and then I saw all these replies to a video about it, no, it's a bad view. You see the catcher sees that he misses it, but I'm pretty sure he put his left foot on that plate. And I don't know if there's an angle that definitively captures that he did.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel. Treylin Burks, Tom, earlier this week, he's Pro Football Focus's 3rd best NFL projected wide receiver. Their mock draft came out recently. He's all the way at number 12 in the first round. Tom, what does Treylin Burks have to do this season to solidify that he's going to be a first-round pick this upcoming NFL draft in 2022?
Well, I can't tell you what makes him a solidified pick, but if he just plays like he did last year, there'll be plenty of people flocking to want to draft him to their teams. He's got all the stuff. He's got great hands. I mean, he makes circus catches with one hand. He's a big guy, and I think he's trying to trim down and get just a little bit faster. And so just the tricks of the trade, how to run the routes a little bit better, and just love playing football, because that's the one thing you've heard about him is he likes playing football, and there's other people who really love playing football. And but I tell you what, I think Treylin Burks is one of the best kids that have come through this program in many, many years. Really fun to cover, team player, all those things. And they need to get some complimentary guys step up, like Trey Knox and some others around him.
Yeah.
For Treylin to, not draw the bracket coverage or safety over the top a lot this year. But I think he's going to have another fantastic season.
It seems like he likes playing football and loves to hunt and fish is the vibe that I'm kind of picking up, which is kind of like, that's awesome to me, because like you got an Arkansas kid who loves to hunt and fish. Like he's one of us, basically. And I'm as about as city slicker as it gets. Tom, before we let you go, this is something that we've had a variety of opinions, takes, text on this morning. There are some Arkansas fans that have super regional tickets that can't attend the game this weekend for whatever reason. In Tom Murphy's opinion, should they sell those tickets for face value? Should they sell them to students for less? Or should they try and make as much money off them as possible? Because there have been a variety of opinions on this subject this morning.
Wow. Do you know these people, Ty?
I'm just seeing it on StubHub, and people mad and people frustrated because they want to go to the game, but they don't want to pay $200 a ticket, which I get.
Right, and I've seen some of these jacked up ticket prices, and it's crazy. I don't know, man. It's a free country. So I think they should be able to do with those tickets what they choose. They belong to them.
All right. We'll leave it there. Tom Murphy, good stuff this weekend. We'll talk on Monday, recap this super regional, buddy. And until then, enjoy the atmosphere in Baum Walker Stadium this weekend.
Yeah, maybe we'll be talking Monday about a CWS-bound outfit. It'll be fun.
And I hope I get to go, because that means I get to expense stuff this weekend or next weekend. Appreciate it, Tom.
Yeah, take care. See you.